welcome back to my channel. If you are watching for the first time, welcome. What you're about to see is little clips of everything I sold on eBay in the month of November. So that's why I decided to sit here with the Christmas tree because, you know, 'tis the season, so why not? So you're going to see little clips of everything I sold in the month of November, and I'm going to share with you maybe some little bits of information, prices I paid, and then at the end of the video, I'll come back with some actual statistics, how much I sold, how much I listed, so on and so forth. So here you go. Here's the clips. Now this is a lot of books by Kenneth E. Hagan. You know, I don't know if these are out of print or what the deal is with Kenneth Hagan, but he has some books that are a little more rare, some like pamphlet-y books, and then he has some that are a little more popular, but you can see most of these are a little bit older, vintage paperbacks. This is like the second or third batch of Kenneth E. Hagan books or booklets that I have sold. Now this one I would say is like a booklet. The rest are like true paperbacks. And I've sold them in lots. There's a market for Kenneth E. Hagan. So now you know. Different titles, maybe a little more so than others. But this is a lot of Kenneth E. Hagan books all together for $78.99. Here I have a couple books. This is Why Would Anyone Believe in God? A pre-owned paperback, but in good, very good used condition. There's a little crease down here at the corner, but looks really nice. And this I sold for $14.99. And then another pre-owned book. This one is it's called a handbook. Also very nice used condition. And this one is sold for $13.70. This is one volume of a commentary, 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus. This is a pre-owned vintage book, but you know, a lot of times like you run across these and you know, people, even if it's just one volume, so this is volume 34, people might be missing a couple volumes. You know, they find a set and they're looking for a particular printing to match, you know, the other ones they have. So anyhow, sold this. I only have this one volume for $14. Now these are two little kits by, I think it's Janelin. And they are for these Precious Bears County Cross Stitch designs from 1991 or 92. So there's Dear Santa, and then this one is called Boy's Teddy, and it has the little frame in it, has everything you need. These I've had listed for a little while. I mean, not forever. I'd say about 9 months to a year. And I picked these up at a fabric fair. So there are these events near me called Salvation Army fabric fairs, and what they are is the Salvation Armies in my area collect up all of their sewing, craft, knitting type of items, fabric items, and then they have an event where they have a sale for a couple days, a day, like a weekend. It depends. They all do it a little differently, and you can get incredible deals. So that's why I picked these up. If that interests you more, you want to check out a little bit about that, I have some videos of some things I've bought, like what I got at these sales and, you know, the prices and things, and you can check it out. It's a lot of fun. They're not everywhere, but if you Google Salvation Army Fabric Fair, maybe you can find one in your area too. So I have two books here that sold. This is Pastoral Theology, a vintage paperback in good used condition. You can see there's some underlining, little writing in the margin, but overall very sound. And this I sold for $8.05. And then I have Going Deep and Wide by Andy Stanley. And this is a newer paperback in very good condition. And this I sold for Oh, I apologize. I messed that all up. So this I sold for $8.05. This I sold for $9.89. Whoopsie. So I just have a little booklet here. It's a little Bible study, actually. End Times by R. Paul Stevens. Little thing, unused, but pre-owned. And this I sold for $10. Okay, so here I have three bottles of Skinny Girl supplements. I had just packed up my other item, and then my eBay app made that sound that everybody loves to hear. And it went cha-ching. And I had sold these. I've had these listed a while. They are from Wholesale Ninjas. So there's 2 bottles of Sensuality for female intimacy supplement, and 1 bottle of Hair, Skin, and Nails with biotin. And I sold these all together for $15.88. This is some vintage cotton fabric. It's by Wamsuta, and that is printed somewhere on the salvage. But anyhow, it's really cute. There's this dainty little apple on it. This fabric, so my grandmother is moving into a assisted living home, and she had some fabric that she gave me, and this was some of it. And so I wasn't sure what to do with it. I decided to list it, and apparently there's a demand for this cute little fabric. So there's 4.5 yards here, and I sold this for $27.55. So here we have some little espresso cups. They're by Nespresso. It's the Pixie collection. And it's a little 5.5 designer's cup that they're called. It's a set of 4. This is the gold and stainless. I picked these up a while back at the Goodwill. I don't generally look at like the tableware and the glassware a whole lot, but these caught my eye. And there was also black ones. I bought them all. I've already sold the black. And did I get red too? I'm not sure now. Anyways, turns out they were worth something. So I sold the 4 of these for $43.99. This is a old computer game for a PC. 202 game collection. I have received many questions about this since I've had it listed. People asking me specifically what games are on it, and I really don't know. Doesn't say anywhere. So I would always have to say, I don't know. But someone has now purchased it. I sold it for $8.19. This was pre-owned by my father-in-law. And when he passed, he had a collection of different PC games, and I ended up listing quite a few of them. So that was his. And then I have a McCall's pattern for this little tunic top / sundress. This is new but pre-owned pattern, and I sold this for $13. So what I have here are 7 different Bible studies made by Lifeway. Excuse me, there's different subjects, but these are all brand new, unused, unwritten in. And I had listed these all together because they aren't worth a ton individually. So I listed all 7 together. I had them listed for $28, and someone messaged me today and asked if I would take 20. And so I messaged back and said, I'll take 22. And they said, great. So I sold them. I probably could have came back with a little bit higher of a counter offer, you know, maybe 24, but I'm happy they're sold. They're gone. They didn't cost me anything. They would have went in a dumpster. So I made a little money. They got a deal. Everybody's happy. So here I have a beautiful cut of cotton sewing fabric. This is 1 1/4 yards, and this is by Elm Creek Quilts. It's by Jennifer Chivarini. probably saying that incorrectly, and I apologize. And also Red Rooster Fabrics cotton. And it's beautiful. So this I picked up at one of the Salvation Army fabric fairs, and I actually kept the tag. Just left the tag inside the bag. So it was $3.10, and they have it measured as 1 1/4 yard, but when I measured it, it was actually 1 1/2. So I sold this for $25.99. Okay, so here you can see my sales from the weekend here, and we're gonna go through all these. So first we have the deluxe corn stripper, and this is called well, it's made by RSVP International. It's a classic kitchen basics. Remove the kernels without the mess. So I actually bought this. This is my own personal thing. I bought it, it's probably been at least 10 years ago. I thought, well, what I thought it did is different from what it actually did, or does. And so it works just fine for the purpose to do what it's supposed to do, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to do. So what you do is you can load an ear of corn in here, like cooked corn, and then you can push down the blade thing, and it'll take the corn off the cob, and then you take it apart and out comes the corn. So it was just a little more work. I feel like it's just easier for me to cut corn off the cob, and I bought this with thoughts that maybe it would make it easier when I'm freezing fresh corn, and it just doesn't. So I used it once and I was like, this isn't what I thought it was. It's still in very nice condition. The box has some wear. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to get rid of this. And I thought, well, I'll just scan it. It's had a barcode here, so I could scan it easily on the eBay app. And lo and behold, they were selling. So I listed this for $16.75, and it sold relatively quickly. So there's that. And then we have a unique cosmetic item. This is a cream to powder luminizer, and the shade is Lustrous. And this I sold for $25.99. And then here we have a lot of 4 Maybelline Radiant Liquid foundation, and this is in shade 80, which is called Cashew. And these I sold for $17.25 all together. We have, this is a brand new, you can see it's still shrink wrapped. This is Great Courses, and what it has is like a guidebook, and then it has DVDs with different lectures. And this I sold, I picked it up for, I think $1. I sold it for $26.99. I have had it listed probably about a year. And, okay, so this is the Christian Library. These are like kind of a red bound hardcover series. They have this gold embossing. So this is actually the second copy of God's Smuggler that I have sold. I don't know why. This one has a little bit of oddities to it, but it was still desirable enough to sell. I sold it for $13.89. So you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's a couple dents here on the cover. And then there's this really strange thing going on with the binding. You can see the spine's kind of off center, and the entire like front cover comes out further than the back cover. But somebody wanted it. And so it sold, as I said, $13.89 on that. And then lastly, it's the Jimmy Swaggart Bible Commentary, Volume 22. This is of James, 1 Peter, and 2 Peter. A big, big book in very nice condition. And this I sold for $26.99. As I was turning off my light switch from packing up that little stack of things I just showed you, my phone made the eBay cha-ching sound, and lo and behold, I had sold something else that I needed to pack up here Sunday evening. So what I do, I say on my eBay listings that I will ship within 1 business day. And so from Friday until Sunday, I don't really have to pack anything. So I kind of accumulate up some sales over that time. So Sunday evening is generally takes me quite a while to get things packed up. So anyways, I had just finished and then cha-ching. And you know what? You'd be surprised at how often that happens. I don't know why. So this is a 1967 hardcover, Revelation by Stratus. This is you can see it's had many owners. It's outline studies on the book of Revelation. And this I sold for $16. So this is a pre-owned paperback in excellent condition. It just has a teeny bit of wear to it. But overall looks really good. This is When People Are Big and God is Small by Edward Welch. And this I sold for $14.65. So here I have a beautiful piece of fabric that features a rooster, some hens. It's got some pretty little pink and mauve tones with like a cream and brownish black background. Anyways, there's a little over 6 yards here, and I actually still have the sticker on it from the Goodwill, so you can see I bought this almost a year ago. 11/1/23. Today is 11/20. Most likely I didn't get it listed for a while because that's how I roll. So I sold this piece of fabric for $40.99. So I am going to make some money. Not a ton because I have to mail it, and I did pay $7 something for it with tax. Here in my state, I'm in Pennsylvania, we have 6% sales tax on many things. But anyways, I'm glad it sold. Actually, interesting thing is that someone just messaged me, actually the same person who bought this, just messaged me asking if I would take a reduced price the day before this sold. And I had multiple watchers, and sometimes I do accept when people message me and ask if I'll take a lower price. And other times I feel like if I have watchers on an item that I kind of owe it to my watchers to have the opportunity to purchase it if I lower the price. Anyways, I just said, I wasn't interested in lowering the price at this time, and that I would, I could let them know if I ever got around to it. And then today they bought it. So $40.99. It is beautiful, really pretty. So here we have a vintage hardcover book in good condition. It definitely has some age to it. This is a book that I got for free. One of the ones that didn't sell at a book sale that was heading to the dumpster. So this book I sold for $12. Okay, so here it is. These are my Sunday evening listings. This is everything I sold Friday and Saturday and Sunday, which will all go out on Monday. Chances are after I pack this up, it's 6:20 p.m. my phone will say cha-ching and I will sell some more things, but that's okay. It's all still fun and wonderful. So here we have, these are some vintage knit gloves. They have a cute little flower and little bead embellishment on them. Super cute. I don't know the exact age of these. They have the original tags. This is the store. I've never even heard of it. I don't know if it was near me or not. I have no idea. I've had these listed for quite some time. I'm going to say like at least I'd say at least 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. I had them listed for $18.99. Someone asked if I'd take less. I said, how about 18? And they bought them. So they're going to get these for $18. And then we have right here, these are 2 Oil of Olay anti-aging moisturizers, 7-in-1.
And these I've also had listed a little while. These were from Wholesale Ninjas, and these I sold for $14.95. Then right here, so these have a little backstory. It's a Lego bag that you would get in a Lego kit, and it is bag number 1 to this particular kit. Now this, I researched and figured it out. These go to a Great Pyramid Lego kit. So how I came to own these, there was like a small tote of Legos at the Goodwill, and I could see this was in there. There were some other bags which looked like they had been opened and like maybe paper clipped back shut. A bunch of Legos, and it was like, I think it was between $7 and $10, and I was on the fence about it. My children certainly love Legos like everybody does, but we have so many Legos just from all the ages of children, and we just keep them. It's like a huge tote, and so my kids didn't really need more Legos, but I thought there might be some potential in there, and I was really on the fence about it. And then I thought to myself, like, wait a minute, this little tote, this is like $7 or $8, and I could certainly use that. So I'm like, okay, we're going to pick it up. Well, the pieces that were in there, there were definitely some very specific, unique pieces, and I kind of listed it, like all the Legos, like it was like a certain weight, like a couple pounds of Legos, 3 pounds of Legos or something. If you watch my eBay videos, you can probably find it in there. And I was just like, maybe this in the description, I wasn't sure, the title. Anyways, it sold really fast, so I made some good money on that. And then I had this listed, and I've had it listed a while, 8 months, 9 months, somewhere in there, and it has now sold. So I'm thrilled with that. And this I sold for $25. Gonna just put it in a bubble mailer. It's not that heavy, and I'm sure it's exactly what somebody needs. There's probably like a couple pieces they really need. This I just listed, Memoirs of the Westminster Divines by James Reed. It is a hardcover from 1982 in very good condition, and this I sold for $33.25. And then Making Sense of Numbers, a resource for parents and students. I've had this listed a little while. I can't say exactly, definitely over a year, and I sold this for $12. Look at all that is great math worksheets in there. Gonna make somebody's day. And then this is a beautiful pamphlet with piano song music in it. Christmas carols. This is from 1957. You can see it was 29 cents back in the day. And it's got beautiful illustrations, and it's really a very nice book. It does have a considerable amount of wear. You can see here. Look at that. It's got a name on it. Francis Martin, maybe? Anyhow, I sold this for $13.55. So this is The Story of Luther by Pollock. This is a very old hardcover book. Still has a lot of life in it, but it is definitely used. And I wanted to show you the date, 1931. So almost, it's getting close to 100 years old. So it's almost in an antique book. Anyways, I sold this for $21.99. So here I have a continental commentary on Psalms 1 through 59 in very nice condition. As you can see, I just listed this. I might have underpriced it a little, especially considering it's pretty heavy. But anyways, it sold $15.99. This is a beautiful cut of cotton fabric. This is called Tickled Pink by Robin Pandolf. There you go. For SSI.
And this is a 3-yard cut. You can see I paid $6 for it when I bought it. And this I sold for $45.25. It's just beautiful. Okay, so today I have two cuts of fabric. This is a teal floral with a silver and metallic accent, which I'm not entirely sure you can see. And this is a 1.5 yard cut. I paid $3.75 for this and sold this for $18.75. And then I almost didn't list this because this is a 1/4 of a yard of Redskins fleece. However, I have noticed that the Redskins and the old emblem, I know there's a new name now, is starting to pick up interest. I had some Redskins little girls cheerleader outfits that have just suddenly gotten some traction. I sold one of those, and I have a lot of watchers on another. And I thought, you know what, I'll list this. When I researched, there actually was a lot of interest in this exact fleece. This is from 2007. This is NFL licensed fleece. It was going for a good bit. So like I said, it's only a 1/4 a yard, but I thought maybe someone needs a little bit to finish something up. So I listed this for $13.25, and it was not listed long at all. Sold that. Now this I got in a bag of some fabric from the Goodwill. I didn't pay much for it. I think the entire bag, I paid like $2.99. Kept a couple pieces. And lastly, I have this game. It's called Mantis, a colorful cutthroat card game of rainbows and revenge. A game by Exploding Kittens. So, a couple months ago I was at Walmart, pretty late at night, and they had tables and tables and tables of clearance. And they had about 30 boxes of this game, all marked down to $3. And brand new, shrink wrapped. They had many other things, and I bought some different stuff. So I think I bought like maybe 6 of these to bring home and to try listing. Listed them. Actually listed them for, I forget what price to begin with. But then I received the Amazon little Christmas catalog that I guess they send to people who buy toys off of Amazon. I'm not sure. My children loved it. And anyways, this was in it. Or no, not the children's one. They sent me an adult one too. This was in it. And their price, Amazon's price, was higher. And I thought, since Amazon is promoting this, chances are it's going to start selling. You know, I'm not the only one who got this catalog. So I made my price a little more comparable to Amazon's, but still less than Amazon's. And I just sold my first one of these. So I sold this for $18. Okay, so you just saw all the clips of everything that I sold for the month of November 2024. There were a total of 36 sales for the month. And with those sales, with eBay's fees taken into account, with my store fee, with my shipping costs, with my product costs, I made a total of $342.91 profit. So if I divide that by my sales, I'm looking at an average of $9.53 profit per item. So my sales were a little lower than I would have liked to have seen, but you know, it is what it is. You have good months, you have not so good months. One thing I feel that is kind of hinged with my sales is how much I'm listing on the platform. So I did do 77 listings. Again, not as many as I would have liked to have gotten up, but I'm still staying ahead. I listed more than I sold, so that's a plus. I've been working towards getting to 2,000 active listings for probably about 2 years, and I'm not there. I'm further than I was, but it's hard sometimes to get there. Anyways, so I'm still working on that. Maybe I'll accomplish that goal in 2025. We will see. Of my sales, 32 items that went out were books. So not 32 sales were books, but 32 items, because there were a couple lots that had multiple books in the sale. But that's a good bit of books, so I should probably get some more books listed. and I have lots of books to list. And also another interesting thing is that I sold 4 cuts of fabric. So fabric is a newer thing for me to be listing. I think I've really started diving into fabric maybe the last 3 to 4 months. So I was pleased to see that there were 4 cuts of fabric. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be back before long with December's video.